Hi everyone, Agnes here. I'm going to go through a bit of a passage from the second chapter in Neville's book, Seed Time and the Harvest today. Now, the idea of going through this is for you to be able to apply the four mighty ones to a particular situation that you are struggling with. So as you're listening to this reading, look at it through the eyes of how can I apply the four mighty ones in this situation that I'm going through. Now, in the link of the description of this YouTube, I'm also going to share with you an interview where Wayne McDaniel, a gentleman that I interviewed from Australia, he has been in quite a few major movies, The Sapphires, also Superman Returns, and The Son of the Mask. So he has really used this again and again in his acting work and going for auditions. If you would like to look up Wayne McDaniel's Wikipedia page, the link to his Wikipedia will be down below also. Now, we can best understand the four mighty ones by comparing them to the four most important characters in the production of a play. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. The producer, the author, the director, and the actor are the four most important characters in the production of a play. In the drama of life, the producer's function is to suggest the theme of the play. This he does in the form of a wish, such as, I wish I were successful. I wish I could take a trip. I wish I were married, and so on. But to appear on the world stage, these general themes must somehow be specified and worked out in detail. It is not enough to say, I wish I were successful. That is too vague. Successful at what? However, the first mighty one only suggests a theme. Now, as you listen to the next bit, think about, what is my theme? What is it that I can make a statement about from the producer's point of view, like in the examples that I just gave here. Now, going into the second part, the dramatization of the theme is left to the originality of the second mighty one, the author. In dramatizing the theme, the author writes only the last scene of the play, but this scene he writes in detail. The scene must dramatize the wish fulfilled. He mentally constructs as lifelike a scene as possible of what he would experience had he realized his wish. When the scene is clearly visualized, the author's work is done. So, thinking about your situation today, you've written your statement from the producer's point of view. Now standing in the shoes of the author and hopping into the final scene that you are going to write in detail, which implies that you have realized your wish. What is it that you want exactly? What would be your clear, visualized scene? Okay? So, this scene you write in detail. It is the wish fulfilled, and it is really lifelike. So add in as many of the senses that are relevant to your scene. And keep it clear, keep it fairly short, keep it tight. And when the scene is clearly visualized, then the author's work is done. Now, we're going to step into the third mighty one in the production of life's play is the director. So we've done number 1, the producer's work, number 2, the author's work. Now we're looking at the director, number 3. The director's tasks are to see that the actor remains faithful to the script and to rehearse him over and over again until he is natural in the part. So this function may be likened to a controlled and consciously directed attention, an attention focused exclusively on the action, which implies that the wish is already realized. So once you have created your scene, which you already have, with the author in mind, now the director takes over. And the director in you really gets into that state of directing the actor, rehearsing the actor, getting the actor to go over and over and over the scene until it becomes natural. Okay? Now, the form of the fourth is like the Son of God, human imagination, the actor. This fourth mighty one performs within himself in imagination the predetermined action which implies the fulfillment of the wish. Okay, so this function does not visualize or observe the action. This function actually enacts the drama, does it over and over again until it takes on the tones of reality, tones of naturalness. And without the dramatized vision of fulfilled desire, the theme remains a mere theme, and it just sleeps forever in the vast chambers of unborn themes. So the actor brings it alive. It breathes fresh life into it, makes it real. That's where the real rush of incredible emotion that's alive and fun and exciting, that's where it rushes through the self, the body, who you are. So the four mighty ones are the 4 quarters of the human soul. And they all work together. The producer, the director, the author, and the actor. So whatever you're going through today, whatever is challenging, causing you mental, emotional disturbance today, try this exercise. See if you can sit down and apply it and work through it. Do it as a little exercise for yourself to really get yourself to live in the end, in imagination, to correct your problem thinking, the thinking that's causing you emotional disturbance, to hop into the solution thinking, to give you emotional relief. This is why we use this. Now, to conclude, when the fourth function, the imagination, has completed its task of rehearsing the revised version of the play until it is natural, then the curtain will rise upon this so seemingly solid world, and the mighty four will cast a shadow of the real play upon the screen of space, which is what you have in front of you in your life in 3D, what you see, what you experience, what you have going on in your day. Men and women will automatically play their parts to bring about the fulfillment of the dramatized theme. The players, by reason of their various parts in the world's drama, become relevant to the individual's dramatized theme, and, because relevant, are drawn into his drama. They will play their parts faithfully, believing all the while that it was they themselves who initiated the parts they play, and they do because I am involved in mankind, we are one. We are all playing the 4 parts of producer, author, director, and actor in the drama of life. Some of us are doing it consciously, others unconsciously. And it is necessary that we do it consciously. Only in this way can we be certain of a perfect ending to our play. Then we shall understand why we must become conscious of the four functions. So, the four mighty ones. If you have any experience with this, whether you try it today, whether you've tried it in the past, or whether you listen to Wayne McDaniel explain how he used it to get these amazing movie roles, let me know your thoughts on this. I know many of you have requested that I do more Neville, and this is something that I had forgotten about and came across while revisiting Seed Time in the Harvest. So it comes from that book, and it is a wonderful book of using the mind in a constructive, focused, and very direct way to change problems into solutions, to get relief, and to relieve yourself of current suffering. So, lots of love, everyone. And as always, I will see you in the next YouTube. Lots of love.